Okay, for your next chord, in the key of G and a 12-bar blues, you have what's called the 4 chord, or a 4/7 or a 4/9. Don't worry about the numbers. The 4 is the thing, and it's, by the way, the Roman numerals. So Roman numeral 1 is the first position, first chord. Roman numeral 4 is the 4th chord. So in the key of G, you have G, A, B, C. C is the 4th. So C7, C9. When you want to sound really hip, you're going to play a C9 chord. And so again, you're going to do a barring thing. This time you're going to take your 3rd finger, okay, on the top 3 frets. So 1, 2, 3. These 3 here. So you're going to bar across these 3 here, and then with your index finger on the 4th string, 2nd fret. Actually, scratch that. Whatever's more comfortable for you. But if you can get used to using, yeah, stick with that. I play so many different ways. Sometimes I have to really think about what I'm doing. So, and you can hold this down flat too if it helps. It doesn't really matter. It's whatever works is the bottom line. And some of the greatest players out there do some amazing things that are not what you would call traditional. That's what works. So I'm playing right here, okay, and that is called a C7th, or actually a C9 chord. It gets its name from the 5th string down here that you're not playing. This is actually the letter C right here on the 3rd one. Okay, it's getting its name from there, but don't worry about that. Just note that this is a C9 chord. Now here's the real cool thing. This is the 4 chords. Remember I talked about a blues. Blues traditionally follows a 1, 4, 5 chords. Okay, and a lot of rock and roll does too. So we're doing that position right there. Move it up too. Guess what? You got a G9. So you're here down here. It's okay. C9. Okay, I'm sorry. I said that wrong. That's D9. My apologies. I'll have to go back and fix that. So anyway, if you take this C9 top 4 strings and move it up 2, well, of course, if you go up 2 frets, you're at D, right? D comes after C. So C, here's D. Okay, this would be C sharp right here, and then to D. So C, and then the D up here. Now I'm going to just play it for you so you can hear those 3 chords together. You got a lot of practicing to do to even get close to what I'm about to do, but just practice the chords, playing them clearly, and then play them one string at a time. So here's the G7. So for instance, right? Hear that ringing out? Okay. Now we go to the C9. Back to the G7 again. To the D9. C9. To the G7. Back to the C9. Back to the G7. To the C9, or D9. So you get the idea? So just practice those chords slowly. Don't worry about the patterns for it. Just get used to them, and then when you get comfortable with that, let me know, and then I'll show you how to play the pattern a little bit. Just to give you a little heads up. Okay, so here's the G7th, and I'll do a little bit of that. Remember that pentatonic scale we were talking about? Oops. So here's the G7th using that scale. To the C9. Back to the G7. All those same notes. I haven't changed anything. Back to the C9. I changed a little bit right there. I was taking this one, stretching it up to there. Remember we had, so I was just stretching it in. So you hear how that sounds so cool? And all I'm doing are these notes. But it sounds a lot better if I go to the D9. embellished a little bit there. G7, C9, G7 to the D9. Okay, that's way too much for you. Just take your time through everything, and when you get to the next point, when you get this down, just let me know. Alright, Tom. Good playing.